Hey everyone, have I here been a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing our full breakdown and some fun little team builds for the 9-year anniversary on Global LR Carnival Gogeta Blue. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And I'm not sure when this video is dropping. I did take a mini vacation and I'm recording these videos hopefully just to have some daily content for you all here. And hopefully by this time, some of you have already summoned on the banner and actually picked up the LR Carnival Gogeta Blue on the global exclusive multi-summons, right? The step-up summons that we have. Some of you may have even got Gogeta Blue on a guaranteed featured multi, right? So and for those who have gotten the Gogeta Blue, hopefully you guys are just enjoying dominating some content. But with that, let's look at the card art and start the breakdown here. And you guys know me, I love ALR SSR card art here, and this is no exception. This is a fantastic look here with Gogeta just saying, hey, hi, how are you? Go ahead and summon for me. And unlike the Broly, I did a breakdown on Broly, the Broly just looked funny to me, but this Gogeta looks fantastic. I actually like the SSR better than the TR. That's common for LRs here. But that aside, these two, again, look incredible. It's nowhere near what the LR looks like. So the LR is just absolutely fire, pun intended, just incredible looking here. The Gogeta Blue also is incredible as well. You know, when it's animated, of course, you don't see it animated here. It is one of my favorites, right? It's one of my favorites. So with that, let's look at the unit in of itself. So of course, this is I think the first time they've ever done a Dokkan Festival exclusive and Carnival at the same time. Or did they? Or I'm sorry, they did that initially, and then they went back to a Dokkan Festival, Duo Dokkan Festival. But anyway, they're doing a Dokkan Fest and Carnival in part 1 and Dokkan Fest and Carnival in part 2. And it was surprising to see that the Gogeta was the Carnival. Generally, you know, you have the most hyped character as the Dokkan Fest, but in this case, they're introducing super bosses. So this leader skill is not super bosses, this is movie heroes. Oh, let's look at the stats. A little disappointing when it comes to HP for a physical unit here. 22,000. I'm looking for like 24 and above. That's what I'm looking for. Attack is 19, and then 15.7 for defense is crazy high. But let's make this a little bit bigger and talk about the leader skill. And this was kind of disappointing because we have a lot of movie hero category leads. It's a lot. So not sure why they chose this. They could have chose really all these other ones down here. But ultimately, this becomes the best movie heroes category leader, and rocking it at 200% because it's an LR Carnival. It can build a great team, but you do kind of have to wait for part 2 to show up to make a ultimate movie hero team. But for part 1, it's okay. So let's look at the super attack here. The 12 key super attack greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy. And then the ultra super attack is a stacking mechanic, right? Raises defense and then greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage to enemy. So being a stacking unit, we like stacking units. We like units that start to build up. But the passive skill does help you kind of mitigate the issues of you maybe getting caught or dying in the first, in this case, 3 turns. So key plus 2, attack and defense 154%. A little low for what we've been seeing now these days. Was like the new Dokkan Fest exclusive Tech UI Goku, much higher than 154. But anyway, that's, you know, solid for what we're building here. Effective against all types, which is a Gogeta thing. Plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack. So you kind of want to run this in second position. Not really built for first position. You do guard against all attacks for the first 3 turns from the character's turn. Yeah, guarding with this starting defense here is very low, so again, not really designed to be first position. When you transform, you will be, but as of right now, you want to put this in second position or even a floater at the start. Then you have key +1 per key sphere obtained, which is great. Then key +2 per rainbow key sphere obtained, so making it a lot easier for you to get the 18th key to stack your defense. And then randomly changes key spheres from a certain type, physical excluded, to rainbow key sphere, so that's huge there. And then launches additional attack, has a great chance of becoming super attack. That's going to build up at least this, and then launches additional attack with a key sphere obtained, so guaranteed additional super attack there. So that's the reason why in second or third position you're going to get this stack. You're going to get a few extra super attacks off, so building up that defense just in case. But you really just need it for those 3 turns, just to make sure you stay alive, because once you get to the 4th turn and once you're able to transform, you transform. You don't care about stacking, you just transform, because Gogeta Blue is so much better than Super Saiyan Gogeta. So the link skills here is Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Order Flash, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Fighter, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, pretty solid. And then categories, this is a unit, again, unrestricted, very similar to Broly, where you don't have any limitations here. You can just put this unit and it will do fine, and just wait until the 4th turn and it will just dominate here. In the categories, it's Honest Fusion, Realm of Gods, Transformation Boost, Movie Hero, Super Saiyans, Final Trump Card, Powerful Comeback, Time Limit, Power Beyond Super Saiyans, Fierce Fighters, and Superheroes, making this a much stronger team when you slot Gogeta on any of these categories here. So let's go ahead and break down when you transform. So again, you transform automatically. Who cares about the stack? I guess if you're in a certain situation when you're not getting hit or getting attacked, maybe you get an additional stack of defense there, but you really don't need it. You really don't need it, because what happens here when you get to Gogeta Blue here, I'm making this a little bit bigger. The super attack, you greatly raises attack defense for 1 turn. You do massively raises attack for 4 turns. You don't boost in defense anymore. You don't need it, because you recover 54% HP at the start of the turn from the 4 turns from the character's entry turn, and then you get boosted up to key +3 attack defense 200%. You still get effectiveness against all types. You still get the attack and defense 100% when performing super attack. You still get, or actually you get +2 to key per key sphere obtained now, versus just plus additional +1. Then you get randomly changes key spheres, so you keep that. You get launches additional super attack when attacking. You get launches additional super attack when you have a rainbow key sphere. So again, super strong. But here's where you don't really care about the defense anymore, because now you have the dodge mechanic. You have a great chance of evading enemies' attack here, basically 70% chance there, and you also have a 20% crit chance with each attack evaded. And I guess that's unlimited, so you get to the point where you get to 100% and you are going to be critting every single time. So great chance of nullifying enemies key blast, enemies key blast super attack and countering with tremendous power. And there's a lot of enemies that do have a key blast super attack here, so this is super powerful. Again, automatically you want to transform here. Oh, by the way, you do also have this active skill to say, hey, you know what, I need to help my team right now, and I'm going to massively raise his attack and temporarily causes ultimate damage to enemy, and then taunts, intercepts, and evades all enemies' attack, making it a guarantee, I'm not saying a win, but a guarantee turn that you're not going to die, right? It's because it's guaranteed evades all enemies attack. I guess, with some of the new content you're seeing on JP, you'd have a situation where you have certain characters that will block evasion, so that could cause some issues. But if you have like Goku, you can then nullify that. Okay, well, anyway, then you start building certain situations there. But anyway, it can be activated basically upon entering the next attacking turn once only. So when you need it, just go ahead and do that. And then if you do have no enemy that's nullifying your evasion, that turn is amazing. So link skills, you do just switch up from Golden Warrior to Warrior Gods, and then you have everything else. So that is the Gogeta Blue. Super dominant, amazing, incredible, but you got to get there, right? You got to get those 4 turns in. So that's why you might want to float this unit. You might want to float both of these units if you're running both of them as leaders, and then just say, okay, here we go. Now I can go ahead and change. But you generally can still survive those first 4 turns due to the fact you're guarding and then you're stacking. So just don't put them in first position. So speaking of teams and team building here, Movie Heroes is a solid team that you can run. However, this at 200% will limit you on what you can do here. Now, I am showing you Gamma 1, Gamma 2 with Beast Gohan, all right? You can't run this yet in part 1. This is where you have to wait for part 2. In part 1, the team that you might be running is going to look something more like this. Again, you're going to have 2 first position units, because right now at part 1, there's not going to be too many strong first position units that you can run. I guess you can maybe like run Gamma here as well as a kind of a mini support on this spot here versus Gaku. That's up to you. You're gonna have multiple options there, but again, once you transform, you can then say, okay, I'll go ahead and move this in first position and do it that way. You do have some other units you can definitely run here as floaters, but ultimately the team in of itself isn't all that great after part 1, but when part 2 happens, whew, oh boy, watch out. It's absolutely incredible. So now there is a fun team that you can run here, being of course the Movie Heroes being very limited, is you can run a Gogeta team, a full Gogeta team here. It's again not all that great, but at least you can say, hey, I had some fun running a full Gogeta team. So anyway, that's all the team builds I can run. I was like, you can do some fun little team builds, but I can do too much here with Movie Heroes. Again, you can slot this unit in other teams. So if I go back over here, you can maybe slot him on Super Saiyans, right? You can slot him with the Vegeta team, run him as a floater and then transform. Yeah, that's a great floater, right? So Final Trump card, you can run him on. Super Heroes, of course, you can run him on. On the Piccolo team before Beast Gohan comes out, right? Transformation boost, so there's Realm of Gods. There's some teams that you can definitely run him on, and he can be incredibly strong. But ultimately, if he's going to be the main leader, this is something that where you're going to be running in part 1, versus how the crazy upgrade's going to be. Like this team is just magnificent in after the part 2. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video here, and if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we will catch you next time. Later.